welcome back to the Go Fast Garage. Been thinking pretty hard about changing the name to the Hurt Feelings Garage. Anybody who's been watching my videos so far knows that this 71 Ford has a GM 6-liter LS with a supercharger on it. And it is absolutely amazing how much support I've been getting for the build on this thing, how much people like it. It's been great, but there are a few guys out there that absolutely hate it. They get their feelings all hurt, and to you guys, I suggest you go find yourself a safe place. I'm sure there's somewhere on the internet somewhere where, you know, it's a purist site where only Fords going Fords and GMs going GMs. But if that's what you want, you are on the wrong channel. Because all I really care about is making good power and having a good running truck and the budget. Really, that's what it comes down to, is the budget. So if you think like me, go ahead and click subscribe. Feel free to comment on my videos. I really do like hearing back from you guys. And I'll just keep working on this truck and keep videotaping what I'm doing, because I just like to get some of this info out there, and I appreciate some of the other info I've seen online that helped me build this truck. So today we're going to be installing a Dakota Digital Dash, which is going to be really cool in this truck. So far I've just been using a little scan gauge as far as monitoring my speed and engine temperature, well, everything you can see through the computer. But now I'm going to go to a dash that just works a lot easier. It's their new style dash that's a sweeping needle, not a digital number. And I'm going to get that installed. It's going to show me my boost pressure and my air fuel mixture as well. So really cool stuff. And I guess it's time to dig into it. Okay, I'm going to show you guys everything that I have here. I was going to do a box opening because who doesn't like opening boxes, but the truth is there was about 10 different boxes and they were all kind of frustrating to open, and it was not worth shooting video over, so whatever, get over it. What do we got here? Well, we got the main thing. That is the new dash panel. Very cool, very clean looking. Pretty excited to get going on that guy. I also have a Ford Speedometer Adapter. So if you're silly enough to want to run a Ford transmission with no overdrive, or somehow figure out how to run one of their overdrive transmissions, which I guess aren't so bad, but if you want to run a standard cable, you can use this sensor and make that work. I'm not going to need that because I'm super cool and I have OBD2. And this is, I guess, a cable to connect to here, some other stuff. I bought their optional dimmer, which I'm not sure if I'm going to mount or I'm just going to use it to kind of set the brightness how I want it and just tie it into the dash, because this might be a little too nice looking for this truck, but chances are it'll probably end up in the dash. OBD2 adapter, which allows you just to plug into the diagnostic port, get a whole bunch of information from there. This guy, this is one of their interface modules. Which one is this? This is the one to make it work with the OBD2, so that makes sense. A couple other little connectors. Here's another one of the cool ones. This one is the interface, so I can tie it into my AEM wideband, so I'll be able to see the wideband right here on the display. This one here is boost pressure, and all this stuff is just, you just daisy chain it. You just keep adding it together and you can just keep adding cool stuff. Pretty neat kit. This is the pressure sensor, so that's what's going to give me accurate boost, I guess, and it's good for 100 psi, which I don't think we're getting anywhere near there. And then this is the sender pack. This is going to have a sensor for oil pressure and water temp and all sorts of sensors I don't really need, because I'm going to run it through the OBD2, and the computer in the truck will report back to the dash and tell us what's going on. And then this is just kind of the main brains of the system, which everything kind of gets wired back to this. This connects to the dash, and you know, that's how it all works. Instruction manual that we're going to definitely have to read. And in the white box here I actually have something I'd forgotten about, but I ordered their cruise control kit, which ties in with all of this stuff. And it's got a really nice little display, or a little up-down control somewhere. Oh, it's in the box, I forgot. And I'm not going to probably install that today, because that's another job. It's probably a video in itself. And the other thing I could have done is I could have used the GM cruise control parts. It's actually really easy to do. You can add it onto the PCM that's in the truck and just add a couple buttons and make that work. But I'm not 100% sure. I'm always going to have the GM computer and harness in this truck. I may someday go to something like the Holly, or who knows, right? So I didn't want to be stuck with just the GM computer, because there's probably some really cool stuff we can do if we ever move on with that stuff. So I guess now I'm just going to start opening this up, laying it all out, and figuring out where it goes. All right, what we got here is the new dash. versus the old. And you know, everybody knows what the old dash looks like. It's, you know, classic 70s stuff. And it's getting the pretty gross looking, and it was never really going to easily display what I wanted it to display. But the one thing that is pretty cool, look at that mileage. 36,837 when I took this truck apart. And I really have a lot of reasons to believe that that is the original mileage on this truck, because I mean, no rust. And it was a one-owner truck. It was bought from a estate sale. So chances are it got put away every winter and probably lived its life in a Quonset or a shed. And now it's all mine. So here's the new dash. I'm gonna have to peel the plastic off here, but you can see it's got just really nice, clean looking needle sweep and a couple digital spots, and should be easy to read while you're rolling down the road. I didn't really want to just pack a bunch of odometer or whatever gauges into it, make it look all race car inside. I kind of want to go back to that nice, clean looking dash, and eventually kind of modernize the whole interior of the truck. Okay guys, I got the factory dash out of the truck here, and this is just in behind. I just blew out all the old dust because it was really gross, and it already smells better in the truck. But the first thing you got to do is get rid of this here. That's the factory speedometer drive, and I'm going to pull that out, and it's going to give me a nice grommet to go through the firewall with everything else. And you can see if you look way deep down in there, the red and purple wires there, that's the only wiring I had to pull through to make the fuel injection and well, the PCM for the OBD2, that's where that passes through, and gave me my nice little plug down here. And that's what I've been using so far to run this little guy here, which is a scan gauge, and it's what's been giving me all my information so far. So it's going to be a really nice little upgrade here. And in here you can see where the speedometer cable comes out through the firewall. This is the guy here. I don't know if I can just pull that out. Yeah, there it goes. And I still got it zip tied down along the frame because I hadn't pulled it out before. So I'm gonna have to crawl under there and undo that. But as you can see, that leaves me a nice spot to put a grommet in and pass any wiring through. Okay, so this is the main control for the instrument panel, or the gauge cluster, whatever you want to call it. And I've found the yellow wire there is a constant power, the pink wire is a switched ignition power, and the green wire I got jumping over there is just for the ground. I figured I'd just tie it into the factory ground. They usually do a pretty good job of grounding stuff, and I mean, that's worked for 47 years. So I'm just going to go ahead and solder that and get it all taped up, and then we'll go on connecting the rest of it. There's quite a few connections to be made. Okay, what we got here is, this is the main connector for the factory dash panel or instrument cluster. I've cut one wire here. You can see this is actually for the left turn signal. So I'm using these heat shrinking butt connectors to make a good connection to it. Then running a wire across over to where the module will be, and making my connections there. So I'm just going to keep going at that, and I'll show you that once it's done. All right, now we got all this wired up pretty nice and clean. I've taped up what I needed to tape up, tied up what I felt like tying up, and this is the main control box, pretty much wired for what we need, because we don't have to add all these other sensors, because we're going to pick that up from the OBD2. So this is going to get tied in back behind the dash there. Then I will put the dash panel in, and that part's going to be pretty much done. Now the next thing I have to do here is wire in these little expansion modules. These are really cool. It's probably kind of hard to see, but they just plug into each other. You can just keep daisy chaining them from the main control box. So you plug the first one into the main control box and then just keep going from there. One of these is boost pressure and vacuum. The other one is for the wideband air fuel ratio, which I had this gauge mounted here so far, but now it's going to show it on my main display, so I'm going to wire it into this module on the right. This one on the left again is for the boost pressure. And then when I'm done all that, I'm going to try to find a nice place to tie them up under the dash. They do have a button on them, so I guess they should be accessible, because that must be for programming. I imagine once it's programmed, it'll be a set it and forget it kind of deal, but I guess I'm just going to try to do everything so it's somewhat manageable and serviceable. All right, that stuff's all wired up in the dash, pretty much done there. I took a piece of speaker wire and ran it from the main control box down along the bottom under the carpet and back up all the way here to the tank. That's what Dakota Digital recommends doing, running your wire for your sender directly to the sender. So that's all done now. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put back or reinstall the cluster with the new pieces and get it all plugged in and programmed and see if it works. All right, we're all finished with the wiring. You can see it's fairly neat and all tied up and kind of out of the way. I plugged the display in. It just has a patch cable, like a Cat 5 cable that plugs into the back of it. And I did have it all up and running and I shot a video for that, but the truck's so loud you just couldn't even hear me speak. So I'm just going to turn the key on to show you how it lights up. And everything is working as it should, except for the oil pressure. I do need to replace the sensor that's on the engine, and I knew that already because it wouldn't read on any of my scan tools or anything like that. The other thing I did is I mounted the dimmer, and I just put it here where the brake fail light is on these trucks, and you can see, turn it up and down, and we can play with the settings and set that however we want. I wanted it to be nice and bright so I could see it in the daytime, and I got it, so it's working good. The other thing you have to do is mount two little momentary switches, and I chose to put them in some existing holes down underneath here because they're just kind of ugly, cheap plastic momentary switches, and I didn't really like them. So until I get something better, that's going to do the job there. So I'm going to go ahead now and assemble the dash and put the bezel back in. I did paint it. You can see here it was silver and chrome and it was flaking all over the place, so don't tell Lori, but I ran it through the dishwasher and it came out almost perfect. And then I just shot it with some Krylon satin black, and I really like it. I'm going to do the piece around the stereo and the heater controls later on, and that'll all be done and looking awesome. All right, I'll show you guys again here in a minute when I got it all assembled. Okay, there it is all installed. I'm going to turn the key on and light it up. Ooh, shaky video. And some fuel pump sounds. But look at that. Looks awesome. Super happy. The bezel and everything else cleaned up. Here, I'm just going to shut this light off. And you can see it for the nighttime viewing. It's going to be killer. Tell you, it's really going to make the interior of this truck feel so much different. Just having that bit of modern tech on the dash kind of goes with the rest of the driveline and everything else, but still looks pretty classic. So pretty happy about all that. The only thing I haven't completed yet is, don't mind the messy garage, is I haven't hooked up the sensor for the boost. I got the wire ran out under the hood, but I need to figure out how I'm going to do that exactly. It looks like the sensor's got what appears to be an 1/8 inch MPT fitting. And so I'm going to have to get something that I can convert that to a vacuum line, and then I will mount this somewhere solid and probably just tie it into one of the vacuum lines. Like this is the one for my map sensor here. There's not much vacuum line in this truck, so I'll find something. And there is a couple other ports on the side of the supercharger, if I remember right. Yeah, I got one plugged off down here. But those ones are both vacuum ports. I need one that's going to be able to show me boost pressure. So I'll tie it in here when I get a chance, but short of that, I'm just going to tie up the wiring for now and get back to driving this thing as soon as the weather cooperates. Because like I said, it is nasty out right now. But that's about it. Till next time. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm just going to beg again a little bit. But go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. And thanks for watching my videos. I really enjoy making these, and I enjoy your feedback, guys. So feel free to comment, good or bad, and we'll see you next time.